Good evening and welcome back to Be Rich. I am a avid reader of ancient European philosophy, especially the Greek and the Roman types. One of my favorite authors is Socrates. Though Socrates did not write anything, it was his disciples who transcribed and wrote whatever he said. Socrates was supposed to have said that democracy is not a great form of government, though we may immediately dismiss it. You should look into the deeper meaning of what he said. He likened it to a sweetmeat shop where people rush to buy sweets even though it is not good for them. What was not known in Socrates' time and is now known is sweets are bad for people like me, especially when we are prone to diabetes and obesity. But we tend to go for instant gratification because if I ate a sweet today and I fall dead tomorrow, I will not buy a sweet. But the consequences develop over a long period of time, and my tongue gets used to a sweet bud, and therefore I am addicted to sweets. Same thing with alcohol and tobacco. What is this comparison with democracy? In democracy, voters vote for instant gratification. The guy who promises good things and promises lot of doles and very less taxes gets voted in immediately. Populism pays. Long term thinking and long term planning does not have any value in a democracy. And this is what the great man warned us centuries ago. But of course, mankind does not listen. And the human brain is wired towards instant gratification. And very few people succeed in conquering instant gratification. It is not only that individuals need marshmallow test, the world and countries as such need marshmallow tests if they have to survive. Today, what happened is the results of the French elections came in. This actually came in on Sunday night. And what happened is that Macron managed to defeat Le Pen. Le Pen was an extreme right French politician, and Macron represented the centrist view, which is neither left nor right. He made a coalition of the left and the center right, leaving the extremes on both sides apart. In the first round of elections, it was the extreme left and the extreme right which scored very closely and came neck to neck. In fact, if you added the votes of the extreme right and the extreme left in the first round, Macron would have lost. Things as it may be, we have to play by the rules. And in the round two, Macron won comfortably 58 to 41. I'm saying that because the 1% which is not counted has gone divided in favor of Macron. He won by more than 58.5% votes. On the surface, it might look like a great result for France and a terrible result for the right. In fact, all European leaders rejoice that the far right lost. But as usual, truth at the surface masks a lot of details. And that is exactly what happened in France. 1 in 3 voters did abstain from voting. The voting percentage was the lowest in 50 years. So, most of the people in France did not bother or did not care. Among those who voted also, Macron represented a minority. It is that all of them gang together to defeat Le Pen. But actually, when I look at the economic policies, France is a country trapped in freebies and subsidies. Its loan to GDP ratio is 112%. That is, they have more loans than their turnover. Government spends the maximum in a developed nation. 56% of its total revenue goes into government spending. Most of it is not to develop infrastructure or any long term use. It basically goes as free transfer to most people. In France, most of the billionaires are billionaires who have inherited wealth. France has not encouraged many of its citizens to become entrepreneurs and grow big. You cannot name a French technology company which has made a breakthrough product like in America. Even England as an ARM technologies. What does this all this show is the populist policies of the far right and the populist policies of the far left, including communism, have held France hostage. Both the far left and the far right have the same policies. Both of them want to increase government spending furthermore. So basically, the people want more government spending, more freebies. France's growth is only 1.1% today, barely keeping its head above water. If there is a problem of debt and rates begin to rise, France could be in serious trouble. So far, there has been no inflation, and France has been able to muddle along without real growth. But if inflation bites Europe, as it's biting America and England, then the Bundesbank and the European Central Bank will have no compensation in increasing interest rates. When Germany increases interest rates, France has to follow suit, and therefore the French bonds will become more costlier and the French government will have to pay more interest. It is very popular to tax the rich in France. Already the rich pay a lot of taxes. And this is the reason why there are very few self made billionaires. If you increase the taxes further, the billionaires will leave as they have. Many of them have already left. You cannot tax them beyond a point. Taxes on the rich in France is extremely high, upwards of 50%. So France will be forced to cut its subsidies. Macron came out to power in last time in 2017 on a promise of reducing government expenses. He promised he will reduce government expenses by 5%. He also said that he will increase retirement ages and free labor laws, making it more easy to hire people. Because if you hire somebody in France, the kind of social securities you have to pay is a great disincentive. This is what actually causes migration because migrant labor comes cheap. But today, because the youth of France are not able to find jobs and they see the migrants taking away the jobs, there is an anti migration feeling. But the real problem is economic. France needs reforms, lesser government spending. But the majority of the people neither want that. They want more increased freebies. So the far left and the far right, which have the maximum number of votes in France, actually want a higher government spending, which is not feasible. As I pointed out to you, if the rates increase, France will go into negative growth and will find things very difficult. So Macron is going to have a tough time governing over next 5 years. He has to unite France into one, end this hate towards migrant and save France from lurching to the extreme right. This is the first time after World War II a Nazi party in a major European nation has secured so much vote. And this is all because the far left and the far right want populist policies. This is what Ray Dalio says in his latest book, Principles for Changing World Order, Why Nations Fail. It is very clear that in France that the center is vanishing. Macron may have won this time, but we need to see what will happen 5 years down the line. Things don't look good for the French, their economy. Thank you for watching. Be rich. Thank you for watching this video. If you like the content, kindly subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell notification. If you do not turn on the bell notification, you will not receive a notification every time we send a video. If you like the content, kindly share and subscribe it with your friends and relatives. Once again, I thank you for supporting. Be rich. I have written two books in English, The Alchemy of Money and Ordinary Stocks, Extraordinary Profits. These books are published by us and are ready. If you want to procure a copy, send us a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would respond to you. If you want an Amazon Kindle copy, you can click the link below. Finally, those who wish to consult with me
can send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. Once again, I thank you for your support. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification.